as we initiate this process, I'm just going to prove. He's been sitting here this whole time, just waiting for me to go, come on then. Come on. He just sits there. I bet he wants to get here. He's just been waiting there. He was there. And then I went downstairs. He's going to prove me wrong now, aren't you? Fucker. There is your spot, Your Holiness. He normally waits to be invited, and then he plots up. It's just because I said he was gonna. That he's like, yeah. Couldn't resist it though, could you? But how nice of him, how polite. He just sits. He was just purring, just sitting there looking. And I went downstairs for about 2 or 3 minutes, and he's just still sitting there. Such a docile thing, he really is. We had a dynamic today. His little friend, Gingy, he goes down to see him. They sit together. Gingy doesn't really like me. He runs away. He's all right with me. He'll stop. But I think, man, I've stroked him a few times. He's just not so sure. He's lived here years, and I haven't. And I'm heavy-footed. And there's been quite a few times I've stomped out of the kitchen just as he's coming through the cat flap, and he's jumped out his skin. But he's sort of a little bit wild. My landlady said, Mikey, I chased him away for 5 years. He just always kept coming in and kept finding him in the lounge. You again? Said he's had water chucked on him, hands clapped, screamed at him, go away! Like that. And she just relented and adopted him. But him and Gizzy get on great. They sit sort of within about 3 or 4 feet of each other, which is quite sociable for cats. And they just do fuck all together. And he goes down to see him, and oh, you've seen your little friend. So anyway, I found his little friend in here today. In here. And none of the other cats come in here. He won't let them. And Giz was just on the bed. And it really reminded me when he was younger, like when cats used to come in, he'd shit himself. I used to feel really sorry for him. I was like, oh, bless him. He's frightened. And then he found his mojo one day with that big ginger Tom, and he squared up to him, and that was it. It's like none of the other cats fucked with him. And when he goes down there, none of them, he nicks their food all the time. My landlady told me. And even her other cat who disappears, she said, oh, if he comes back, he'll kick because he's ours. I was like, well, he's horrible. He said, he's a horrible cat. I'm not too unhappy that he's gone, really. He's really vicious. She said she saw him the other day, and Gizzy kicked his ass. I was like, God, my son. And parents said, he's quite hard. Then he noticed thing, just walk in and start eating his food. But then as soon as I came back, he got all worried and he stomped over there and he ate the fucking hole. I think maybe it's like when he's in here, he gets frightened because I'm supposed to be looking after him. It's like, you know what I mean? He thinks I'm in charge. I'm supposed to get rid of the cats. But when he's out on his own and I'm not around, he looks after himself and he actually realises how strong he is. What a great example of how your mind can make it. Well done, Gizmo. It's a very good natural example there. He feels safe now, and that's why he's always with me. Because he feels safe. All animals need to feel safe and secure. They've all got that fear of being killed, basically. So he feels safe. So when there's another cat in it, it's like, oh, I'm not supposed to fight in here. This is not my thing to protect. But when he's on his own, he's just protecting himself. I'll tell you what, none of them fuck with him. None of them fuck with Gizzy. Good boy. And he's not that big. He just does his thing, and they just don't get in his fucking way. He just runs it. Anyway, enough about Gizmo. I have obliterated my targets for today. Smashed the fuck out of them. Beat the fucking back out of them, mush. Don't believe me, they are fucking smashed. Right. I have. Actually, I've sent my email. I was going to say last night, like how there's just no excitement. Everything's bleak. I can't be passionate. I remember when I used to be all tingly about things and stuff. And this has been an option for a few days. I enrolled in the course a few days ago. And I just thought, yeah, because this is a big one. I've got to prepare for like 3 to 5 days beforehand. And also this is proper Reiki. Like I did angel Reiki, and that's to level 3, but I never felt like a Reiki master, not a full master to attune people. It didn't really teach me about that. This one does. So this is sort of accepted by any, angel Reiki is angel Reiki. I mean, there's a few practitioners I've seen who do Reiki, and they just say they do animal Reiki as well. And I'm like, well, I was trained in animal Reiki. It's really different. So if they're just going in and putting hands on and doing Reiki, then they're not giving them Reiki. But that's the good thing, because it'll be at a master teacher level. It'll be autonomous, and it'll be I am allowed to say what it is because I am the master of it at that point, and I am anyway. So you need to believe it. to achieve it. I'm like, no, I believe it because it is. It's like, do you believe you're psychic, Mikey? No, I know I'm psychic. That's why I believe when I say psychic things, psychic shit happens. I do it the other way around. I'm sorry, but I have to. When you start feeling things in people and start talking to them about it and then telling them shit about themselves and they go, oh my fucking God, how did you know that? I don't know. That's what's the coolest psychic ability ever. I know shit, and I just don't know how I know shit. I just know shit. It's great. But, you know, I chose a path, and this has all sort of been part of it, and this is part of what's, you know, going to be a big element of what I'm doing for my business. In whatever form that ends up taking, there's still quite a few ways it can go, and that's fine. I don't mind it being pliable. But it's just nice to have that, you know, master teacher level. I think you can be considered Reiki level 4, and of course I would go for that because they're quite rare. But you know, I'm good at it. I'm fucking good at it. I was born for it. This kind of shit, I was born for it. So that is exciting, and having the achievement's exciting process. I remember when I did my first ever Reiki 1, when I just did it on my own. Yeah, you. I'm going to talk about you. And him and Bam Bam, they couldn't get fucking enough of me. They could not get enough of me. And they'd both been really weird for about a month. Early 2017, surprisingly. And they went in the back room and they didn't really get on, them two, hardly ever. But they were sitting right next to each other, both looking just a bit timid. And they'd both purr and let me stroke them. And they would come in for food, but then we'd just go back in there. And I must have been giving something off. I had my Reiki. They couldn't get enough of me. They could not get enough of me. My favourite human noticed it. She was round. And it was her that said it. She said, it's because you're angels, isn't it? I went, yeah, it is. And it's lovely when someone else spots it. So anyway, I sent that. I sent the one to Ableton. It worked. I had to send what's it called? You can go into the program and get a status report. So I downloaded that off the program and sent it in the email. That's why it didn't work, because you're supposed to attach a file, and that's why it went error. I hadn't read down that file. I just got, well, it's like stupid. It's got the bit submit there, and then there's a box underneath to put the thing in. Who gets that far? I'm scrolling down. I get down as far as the bit that says send. That's the bottom. That's when I'm finished. Surely. Why would you put send and then, oh, by the way, before you send, you need to do this, otherwise the page will crash. But that's what happened. So I discovered that that's done. I've gone through my next module. I've sent the email to Fixity. That took a good hour, right? And I got to that stage, I was like, oh, maybe I have bitten off more than I could chew. I was starting to ache. My neck was starting to ache. I was starting to get a bit. I looked at my watch and I was like, it's 6:30, baby. Fucking ages. I chilled out. I've tidied my room as well on top of it. That wasn't within tonight's targets. I have had 9,400 calories today. I'm going to get fat. No, I'm going to get big. I need to get big. I mean, my face was getting really gaunt. And I think it's starting to look a little bit better since I put a bit of weight on. And if I keep eating like this, well, that's basically nearly 4 days' food. That's a lot. That's a lot. A lot of it has been in protein shakes, but it doesn't matter. They bulk you up. And I've trained today, so there's got somewhere to go while I'm sleeping. It's got somewhere to go right on my traps and fucking upper back that I was working today. So that's good. So, like, literally, I've gone from, like, wanting to die to having a really good day. And, like, thanks for letting me talk about wanting to die and not deleting me and shit. No, it was a big thing for me, because quite a few of my early deletions were when I just said shit like that and thought, you can't just say that, mate. That's just fucking... That'll just put people off. People who don't even know you'll think, oh, God, what a dramatic twat or whatever. And, you know, I don't... I've always said I want this to be real and raw and whatever, but I don't want to drive people away unnecessarily. I want as many people to see it because of the types of people, like I keep saying, messages keep coming from people who are saying you're really helping me. And that's just great. I don't need to know how. I just fucking love that I am so fucking much. I really do. It's almost baffling to me. It's almost baffling to me because I think a lot of this isn't just me talking shit. But it's obviously relatable and people are finding something in that relation to it. And So that's why I want as many people to see it as possible. And I want as many normal people to see it as possible to realise how much dicks they are, basically. But things like that, I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to say horrible things and hurt people. But then I've mentioned it quite a few times on here, and I even wrote a poem about it the other day, and quite a few people fed back to that. And I don't think I've been. I think by and large, people, a lot of people. It's the sort of thing that everyone admits to, but they still don't admit it publicly. It's stupid. Everyone will say, "Oh yeah, no, I have, yeah." Most people have actually. But they still don't say it publicly. This is when I look at all you humans and think, you are the fucking insane ones. You've got something that none of you fucking care about. You still fucking stick to it. Why not just be candid about it? Oh, here's another thing, God. I've just got time because I need to do it properly. But that fucking, it's okay not to be okay. I know I've mentioned it quite a few times before, but I don't think I've actually finished off my fucking sentiments on the matter quite exactly and fucking entirely, don't you know? Right? Because I've always said it's okay not to be okay. My brain hears that as what's happening right now is fine. Like, it's not fine. It's fucking horrible. Don't call it okay. It's not okay to be not okay. It's fucking horrible. But the point is exactly that. It's not okay not to be okay. It fucking isn't. Try and not be okay. That's what really winds me up about it. Oh, you're alright. Stop worrying about it. We all go through it. Blah, 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 blah. This is the sort of shit I mean. When has it ever been okay for you not to be okay? When you cry, what's the first thing anyone says? It's okay. It's not okay not to be okay. Stop saying it. You're fucking deluding yourselves. You're fucking deluding yourselves. It's okay not to be okay, but also at the same time, fucking all of your problems are all of your own making. So many contradictions in things that so many people put absolute faith in when they say it. I think what I should do is walk around with a fucking recorder and record people when they say all these statements, and then just get one person to go, tap, 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 tap. This is you saying this, then this is you saying that with equal conviction. And these two things utterly contradict each other. Because, mate, there's so much of that shit out there. If I started listing it all, I really would sound like a withered old fucking sociopath. Quite frankly. The thought did pop into my head this morning casually. Am I actually a sociopath? Or just a bit sociopathic? Just hate people. I'm like, no, I love people. I hate society. I love people. I like individuals. There's lots of lovely ones of you. There are many fine examples of you. There are many fucking awful fucking... And just collectively, you're a bunch of fucking twats. Seriously. A lot of the shit that you've... Oh, dear. Let's not get us started on you lot. But no, that's like, again, that's just the pingity-pongity nature of my life, and that's why I say this shit keeps fucking happening. And it will keep fucking happening. Like, I meant it last night, I didn't... So when I shared it this morning, and I said I'm not very good at segueing, because it kind of almost put that, like, oh, I've had a shit day with music production, and now I want to die. And it was more accurate that, like, no, when I feel that fucking sickened of just existing and everything just feels bleak and horrible and disgusting and my body makes me cruel and I hate looking at my face and all of that sort of shit, that's when I have a shit day on the computer. It was more that way around. But it's like, it just comes along, and it's more like when it happens and you're trying to fight it, it's just, oh, fuck off, not again. Which must be the same sort of feeling that is attached to people who suffer from migraines or IBS. There will those times when it's not the actual symptoms themselves, it's the fucking prevalence, it's the frequency, it's the consequences, it's the timing of them, it's when they're coming along, all of that sort of shit, which affects their mental health. But then I'm already affected by my mental health. That's what I need. That's what needs to change, is mental health really does need putting alongside physical conditions. Because you wouldn't tell people with the diagnosis of diabetes to just fucking forgive their parents. But that's the thing with mental health. Everyone thinks it can be told to go away by thinking your way out of it. And no, for those times that can happen is when you are dealing with a healthy mind, which is going through some turmoil. Most of you think you've got mental health issues. No. You're dealing with a healthy mind, which can be corrected with a few sessions of therapy. And that stuff can happen. A lot of people talk about stuff they've put in the past and moved on from. Go you. That was a healthy mind that went through a difficult phase. When a healthy mind has been through too many difficult phases and it was already slightly fucking malfunctioned to begin with, there are cucumbers that get pickled that can't be unpickled. And you're left with what you're fucking left with. And that is what's wrong with me. And that is why everyone needs to shut up telling me to think differently and I'll get better, because I won't. Anyway, I'm wobbling on, but it's been a fantastic day. I love you all of you, and me, and let's sleep soundly with love and positivity.